public safety crisis on our hands, and only we can solve it.
Faith leaders joined together today, calling on everyone in Indianapolis to help reduce the violence. It's a call to action they hope will ultimately help save lives. Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. 118 people have been killed in homicides this year in Indianapolis. Faith leaders say they are using the urgency of the moment right now to bring solutions to the table. But they know in order to reduce the violence in Indianapolis, they need to work with the people living in communities that are being impacted. Today, they proposed 5 steps they believe will help save lives in our city. One of those calls on grassroots organizations to work with faith-based groups to create neighborhood violence-free zones in hotspot crime areas. They say this is something that has worked in the past between 2000 and 2012 when homicide numbers were lower. They also want to create a Peace in the Streets marketing campaign. At today's press conference was the mother of Chris Beatty, who was killed during downtown protests back in May. The director of the Peace in the Streets campaign used his case as an example in the cases of 2 young people killed by stray bullets as a push to encourage people to get involved in the solutions they are bringing to the table.
The conversations that we have had and the pain and the anguish that she is feeling, and so many people who knew Chris and the great work that he did in our community. We don't want to see another Chris. We don't want to see another Naya. We don't want to see another Roderick. We don't want to see any of it. It is up to us to help our communities, and most importantly, hold each other accountable.
These are the 5 points that they are proposing. First, clergy and community leaders want to meet with IMPD Chief Randall Taylor and Mayor Hogshead to discuss a safety plan with 25 recommendations. Second, they are calling on neighborhood groups, community centers, and faith-based groups to create violence-free zones in hotspot areas. And third, they plan to hold weekly public safety walks in those areas, and they want everyone to join in. The first will be held this Thursday in Hawville. Fourth, launching the Peace in the Streets marketing campaign. And finally, asking religious organizations to promote peace in worship services during the month of August.